Another thing that I see is how the whole ecom game is played is that we see a huge shift from content is actually unnecessary on scale to it becomes a really important part of the whole journey, because obviously if you play the content game right, it's gonna acquire so many customers for a fraction of a price compared to paid ads. I'm not saying that paid ads aren't gonna work, but they will get more expensive and it needs to make a lot of sense with the unit economics. But also content is gonna do so much for the whole brand, which was my first point. It's gonna do so much for the retention, which is also a key pillar to build a good brand on, to improve your profits, to improve your enterprise value, and all these little things to it. Because if you're just running the paid ads, your whole business is depending that your paid ads are working. And so you want to make sure you have 2 to 3 at least pillars that you are standing on. And with the whole content game, it's a little bit different. You can play the content game over a long time. It's more kind of a slow horse, but it's gonna run for a long time, much longer than paid ads do. And that is a beautiful asset that you can build and leverage down the street, like depending what the plans with your brands are. But if you're just sitting there and saying, I want to scale to certain numbers, obviously you should think about like, how can I scale my paid ads? How can I scale my budget? And how can I scale profitability? But also, how can you build enterprise value? How can you just add a whole like maybe content team to it, which makes it really hard for different brands also to copy you, because you have such an advantage in content production that you can also leverage in ads and the whole flywheel that is working around it. So that is something that I think about more and more, even though we are obviously 100% paid ads agency and building our brands firstly on paid ads. But down the road, I am sure, and there are a couple of direct-to-consumer players who are already building on it, content is going to be key in the long term, enterprise value, and profit-wise, retention-wise, all the kind of things. So if you are now thinking, should I do invest in content? Is it the right time? Probably it is. Like, it's not too late and it's never early enough. So if you are just like, this video is like, if you document how you build a product, how you do the founder ads and build a cult around your brand, I never see that not beneficial for a brand. And that is something that I will tell my clients more, that they also should focus on different things, even though they should focus on us as well. Another thing that always comes to my mind thinking about these brands is, how does the customer lifetime value look even without a new product in the product range? Is it a product that people will use consistently, or is it just a one-time buy product and then they never come back? Only if you add something senseful to the product range. And why I think about it is because it's very obvious. I think we're just such a profit center, right? If you just having a 30-40% returning customer rate without like having to do massive sales, but just because you have a good product and people just use it on a daily basis, and the niches are really clear, like something like skincare or even like matcha or coffee or in consumer goods in general, right? It's very predictable, like for the next month, how much revenue you're gonna make from existing clients, and you will have your numbers within the first 6 months and maybe a year. And yeah, I think for the brands that we are building, that is a key part on the whole journey. And we try to leverage that as fast as possible. And not saying that we are like in a million right now, but there will be the point where we do millions. And then it's a big factor to have this returning customer rates, to acquire them in a certain level, playing the content game right, and have them shipped drastically fast from China without taking too much headache and headspace for the whole logistics and production times and all these kind of things. So I would say these are like really the key pillars that we identified for building a new brand. And if you are in the process of building a brand, expanding the product range, maybe even like switching the logistics, and because you're producing in China already, that is something that hopefully helps you along the journey. And that is everything I wanted to talk about today. It just came to my mind. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.